Good morning, my crispy chicken nuggets. Hello. Hello. Even the crispiest of the chicken nuggets deserve some love. Except for you, Craig. Fuck off. Bro, we're gonna actually get a supporter one day named Craig, and he's just gonna never want to speak to us ever. And I'm gonna feel so bad.
No, because he'll be good Craig. Good Craig, evil Craig. We don't like evil Craig.
Yeah. Evil Craig, dumb Craig, same person. I don't know. Today, I feel like this is gonna be a very short video because basically what was in the book is like 2 seconds long. We are discussing Little Liar by, I believe it's Leah Rivers? Lee Rivers? Leah Rivers? Something Rivers. I'm sorry. She'll get over it. It's fine. I'm aggressive today, by the way. Sorry. So if you remember, we originally, did Little Stranger a few months back. That was actually myself and the older co-host. Esper never read it. So she actually went out of her way to read both of the books to have more of an understanding of the series, which was appreciated. Of course, Little Stranger is like a pamphlet. It's so small. So it was I'm sure it was easy to get through. Little Liar is ideally the exact same as Little Stranger. We follow Malachi and Olivia. They are both adoptive brother and sister. They came into the Vize family. The first 75% of this book was an exact retelling of book 1, except now we are in Malachi's point of view, which I do kind of appreciate. I really did like seeing everything from his perspective rather than just straight Olivia's perspective, because if you also remember Little Stranger, Olivia was mad fucking obnoxious. No one likes this bitch, and if you say you do like her, you're lying, and or you possibly need to read the book again, because there's no possible way anyone in their right mind would ever like Olivia as a character or a human being. It's fine. So no, like literally, if you go on TikTok and you like look up this book, it's funny. The entire thing is Olivia slander, and it makes my little heart happy. But yeah, so the first 75% of the book, it's an exact retelling of the first book. And I mean literally exact retelling. You get chapter by chapter of the first book, but just worded in Malachi's point of view. And then you get about 20% of a new plot. Basically, it's now the father after the hardcore beating. It's life after prison, which you remember in Little Stranger, he came out of prison at the ending as well. But it's basically life after prison, life getting back to normal. Malachi and Olivia, as adopted brother and sister, are madly in love with one another. We do get spicy scene after spicy scene, and then the final 10% of the book is the only amount of plot we get. We get Xander. He is scheduled, I guess, to marry Olivia because her mother is basically doing this whole arranged marriage for money and for what's the word I'm looking for? For status, I guess. So she marries her daughter off to Xander. Obviously, Olivia's like, no, I'm not marrying him. I want to marry my brother. So it gets down to the point where like endless fighting between the two families happen, to the point where the family ends up kidnapping her. They take her to the mansion. She does attempt to get away once. It's like a very solid, like 0.02% like second, so she didn't actually like take a step outside. She's just, I'm gonna do this. It's over. And eventually they put a tracker in her that if she leaves the vicinity of the manor, it blows up. She dies. Oh well, no one will be missed. And then Malachi and the others come by and save her, and happily ever after. They are married, but not on paper because obviously they're brother and sister, so they can't legally get married. So they're married by like say so. They have a kid. He is now, I think, like what, 13, 14. He's basically Malachi Jr. I think his name is Isaac, and that is it. That is it. This book, mind you, so the first book, Little Stranger, was I think like maybe 250 pages max. This book is around 400 something 460 pages, I think, and 75% of it is just the retelling, which I feel like was completely unnecessary. And then you get more just normal bullshit, and then you finally get the tiniest bit of plot at the very end, and it breaks my heart. I wish that plot was all the way through.
And that's our podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone have a good night.
Just kidding. Just kidding. I did like Little Stranger.
Yeah.
I do feel like, because in the beginning of Little Stranger, we're like skipping around to different ages until we get to when they're in their teens. I do feel like the point of view of Malachi could have gone in book 1.
Exactly.
Maybe the author didn't have that written out yet. Maybe she did. Maybe she thought it'd be better in book 2. I have no idea. But it really should have gone in book 1. But I get book 1 was like Olivia's book, and book 2 is supposed to be Malachi's book, which, fine, if that's how you want to put it. And we do get a lot of his before being what is it, Vice?
Yeah.
We get some of like the trauma that's there, but not a lot of it. And I really think the book could have just started when he was stalking her.
Yeah, because I mean, if the book started when he was just stalking her, this book, I kid you not, would have been a novella. It would have been probably 150 pages long. But I don't know. I just, Little Stranger was fantastic. If you remember, I personally gave it a 5-star. I absolutely loved that book. But this one, I just wasn't feeling it. I don't see how it was necessary to have an entire, like, almost 300 pages of just an exact retelling. And I'm with Esper, like, I think it's like the first 2 chapters, maybe, you get Malachi's point of view from before he went into the system and before he got adopted by the Vize family. And I loved that. I loved seeing more of behind the scenes of why Malachi is the way he is. I loved seeing like his old family rather than his adoptive family, because we get his adoptive family the entirety of Little Stranger, but it wasn't enough to really make a massive impact for like the ending of the book. So I would have preferred to see that in book 1 and then scrub all of the retelling from his point of view. Or what would have been better, in my opinion, is to do the dual perspective thing, kind of like Icebreaker, all of that, where they could have done Malachi's backstory, chapter 1 and 2 Olivia, chapter 3 Malachi, 4, 5 Olivia, 6 Malachi, you know what I mean? And going back and forth. So we still, or like, there's a book, I don't remember what book I was reading. I don't remember what book I was reading, but they switched POVs mid-chapter. Like, they would have a chapter break. So, like, the chapter breaks here is a tarantula. Once the chapter would break, it would switch POVs to the next person. I would have preferred that over an almost 500-page book of pure sadness and nothingness.
Yep. And the plot, like you said, was only like towards the end. And I feel like they do bring up the family and like her whole marriage arrangement thing early in the book, but it's not touched on like at all until the end. And then I'm not gonna be aggressive, okay? Every time I hate a character, I have a string of obscenities And
Nope, you got this.
I'm not gonna do it this time. I'm getting better. Okay, I'm thinking out my words before they just vomit out of my mouth. But Olivia really grinded my gears because all of this shit is happening, right? She's like getting threatened. The family's like, you have to marry this guy. And at this point, she's already locked in with Malachi. And her thought process is, well, I can't tell Malachi. He's already not doing good mentally. I can't tell him. What? Ma'am? You're not doing good mentally. Like, I get it. He's always been in need of therapy. But you not telling him this. And then obviously him finding out at the freaking end did nobody any favors. Man got Can I say that?
Sure.
Man got shot. I don't remember where, but he did.
I think it
Oh,
was
2
his
inches from his
chest.
heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And stat. Yeah, that. You knew what I was gonna say. Anyways, because you didn't tell him before, so he wasn't prepared. He wasn't ready. Who did you help here besides yourself?
Literally. Because
Who
even
was
the
helped?
father got shot in the leg again. So, like,
Oh,
here it
yes.
is. He's trying to, like, literally learn how to walk for the 3rd time in his life. This motherfucker needs a break.
This man at this point needs armor on his legs or something. Holy shit. But yeah, that shit pissed me off. Also, her pushing for like real dates. I want a real date. All I ever had dates that mom set up. I want a real date.
I also have something to say about this. That's interesting. Okay.
You knew going in. Oh my god. Oh, you knew from the jump, if you will. You just knew that wasn't the type of guy that he was, because he can't do that. He doesn't know how to do that. And rather than being like, well, we can modify it, we can do it at home, or we can find like a picnic spot and we can do that, no, it was take me to a restaurant. I want to go to the restaurant. I think she mentioned the movies too or something. I don't know.
I think he mentioned movie, like we can even put a movie on here or something, and I don't think she liked that idea. I think that was him that mentioned that.
She was like, I want to go out. Okay, go out, bitch, bye.
You know that
Like,
little
you
chihuahua?
knew-
Ow, ow.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, exactly. And I feel
Sorry.
look, Malachi deserved better. Okay, he deserved so much more
He did.
than Olivia. Like, Olivia is an individual and not a good one. And I get that he saw her and he was like, yeah, she has to be mine. But look, she really shouldn't be. She's trying to push you to be something that you're not. You said that you weren't comfortable with having kids, and she shuts down because she's like, well, what if I wanted kids? Obviously, you come around, but there's no, well, we can talk about it, or let's compromise, or let's find a middle ground. We're doing this, and it's happening this way. And I get that he's like a little bitch ass, and he's like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. When she's like, come meet your other sister. Come meet this baby. And he's like, for what? Why?
mean, I think they're both to blame, but in some sense, I feel like Olivia changed him for the worse, if that makes sense, because it's kind of like what you're saying. Like, do you want to see this baby? No, why would I? Do you want to come meet them? No, why would I? Like, every single time that she says, hey, come and do this, why would I? Like, I don't want to be there. But it's to the point where, like, anytime she asks, or anytime he asks her to do anything, I can't tell him. I can't do this. We have to keep this a secret. And then, oh my God. You know what the most absolute, hold on, I gotta hold my mic a certain way now because I'm fucking infuriated. You want to know what the most infuriating fucking thing about this book is? You want to know? So she's literally like, you have to choose. I'm either your girlfriend or I'm your sister. And then he's like, you're both. And she's like, no. And then this is every chapter, like towards the end. She's like, no, I'm either your girlfriend or your sister. You can't have both. Fast forward. Oh my God, yes, fill me up, little or big brother. Oh my God. Show me how bad of a little sister I was to you. First of all, you can't sit there and say you can only have one or the other. I can't have both. But then once he fucking puts his fucking ding dong inside of you, you're like, oh my God, I'm both again. Bitch, no. My fucking God. I need to cool the fuck down. I'm sweating.
I'm sweating.
I'm so fucking irritated.
I'm laughing. I'm sweating because I'm laughing.
I'm irritated because, bro, bitch, listen, Olivia, you can't have fucking both. Yes, you guys are both adoptive, like brother and sister. Yes, you guys aren't related. Yes, by court, you guys are brother and sister. Figure it the fuck out. I'm not here for incest. I don't like incest personally. I do have some morals, even though it doesn't ever sound like I do. I do have some, and fucking my brother is not one of them. But the thing is, you gotta figure it the fuck out, Miss Ma'am. You can't literally want to ride him as your brother, but then also be like, oh my God, you're like the best boyfriend ever. Fuck off.
So, like, he expressed to her that he originally saw her as a sister. So I feel like when they were little.
Like, they knew. She knew.
Yeah, and he did tell her, I think at some point, that he feels comfortable calling her sister or something. I don't know, something about how, like, it's what he's used to or something. And she's like, no, that's fucking weird. Huh? No, because Malachi, my love, my sweet, sweet boy, you literally talk about how when you went to school, everybody called you like the weird freak. She literally calls you a weird fucking freak.
Multiple
and not
times.
In a good way.
Multiple
and not in the
times.
good way. She's not like, oh yeah, you weird freak. She's like, you're a weird fucking freak. Get away from me.
Like, never.
So why are you
again.
still with her? Why are you still with her? Please.
Well, no, and then that's the thing though. She's like, ew, that's weird. Like, thinking like I'm your big brother. That's weird. Oh, but when he's plowing it from the fucking back over your desk in your office, you're not thinking it's fucking weird. You're just like, oh my God, yes, big brother. Deeper, harder. Like, stop, Olivia. Die in a hole.
Together.
What?
Oh, wow. I kind of like when the roles are reversed. I think the temperature in my room might be a little warmer, not just because I'm laughing.
Oh, shit. And then I don't know if Malachi was joking because sometimes in this particular book, Malachi, okay, so how do I phrase this? Malachi is a very stale person. I don't remember exactly what it is, so please correct me if you know. He has something mentally wrong with him, so he doesn't perceive like social cues as well as other people, you know? So in this entire second book, he's like, I'm just gonna fucking kill him. Oh, no, wait, I can't do that. Or he's just like, oh, I'm talking to this guy and I fucking hate him, so mentally I'm gonna fucking cut him up into cubes. But in actuality, I'm just staring at him nodding my head. You know what I mean? Like, this entire second book, he was very jokingly serious the entire time. And, we discover in the middle of the book that every date that Olivia was set up on to go to meet her future husband, Malachi killed them all and buried them in the backyard of their house, which Olivia still to this day has no idea. The father now knows. That's a different story. But at the very end, he mentions, and no one's gonna tell her that mom is buried back there with them.
Yeah, because fuck that bitch.
Right? But, like, that's where I'm at as a reader. Like, I think he's being serious, but is he being serious or is he joking?
He's serious. Oh, no, he's
1000%, yeah. Like, she's
yeah.
because even Olivia was like, ever since Isaac was born, and he fuck English, right? She was like, ever since Isaac was born, she's never come around. And then, in like a different breath, Malachi is, yeah, and she's never gonna know that she's buried in the back with the others. Like, hello? I mean, good on you. You should have killed her in the first book. Good on you, but...
Oh my god, yes. Look, the Olivia hate, I get. She's annoying. But can we hate on this mom for a second?
Oh my god.
I get that we're reviewing the second book. Oh my god, I had a cough.
I mean, let's just be so for real. The second book is basically, like, it's literally, I know I've said it 10,000 times, it is an exact retelling of book one. So they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, but in book one, okay, this mom, I'm sorry, I'm fucking cracking my fingers. This mom is already a red fucking flag.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, you sold your daughter's virginity for however much? You're serious? Okay, cool. That's super interesting. You're telling you're having your daughter watch corn? Yeah. So she learns how to give a good, can I use the initials? Yeah, that. I'm not saying that. That's wild. But you're letting her watch this so she learns how to do that. So that she could be, in your words, a better wife? Or whatever your excuse was. Because, look, you needed to die chapter 6. I don't know what everybody else's opinion was, but that woman was deranged.
Yeah.
Unhinged. Insane. So I think she talks about, and I might be getting this confused with another book, but I think she says, like, her mother also sold her like that or something?
Yes, no. Yes. Yeah, she was like sold. That. I think she was sold to Jameson Vize. I think.
Yeah. And she's like, it's family tradition. Bitch, were you happy about that? What, like, genuinely, did you like that? Because I don't think you did.
Which I feel like I also might have an unpopular opinion. I'm gonna let you, like, eat really quickly, and then I'm gonna, like, fucking go the fuck off.
So, whatever. In the first book, fine. Red flag, but we're ignoring it. Okay. In the second book, she gets super fucking aggressive. She was aggressive. She was aggressive in the first one. But I'm talking about, like, worse than my Mandy hate, like, 8 videos ago, aggressive. She was like, this is happening and I don't give a fuck. And then, she was in on the napping of her own daughter. She was like, why are you calling this number? I told you never to call this number. Hello, ma'am? Why are you in on this? Like, what is the purpose? Why are you so hell-bent on money and power and status? Like, you married a rich man. You could have had a real nice life. You could have coasted through life. I mean, shit, I would want to coast through life like that, but you're over here wanting more for what? To do what? For what reason? Why? I just don't get it. And then she also plays victim at some point, I think.
Multiple times.
And she's like, well, you're just not understanding all of the things that I've done for you. Like, what? What did you do? Tell me. Tell me. Outside of, like, the normal parental duties that you have, what did you do that were a positive influence on your child's life? I'll wait. I won't be holding my breath because I'll probably die. So I'll wait. And while you collect your thoughts, let's circle back to you sold your daughter to multiple people. Because in the first book, you had her engagement open to 2 people. And then
Which
in the
one
second one,
attempted to grape her.
yes. Yes. Like, what the fuck? He's a good guy, Savannah. No, he's not. He's shit. He's absolute dog. Don't even get me started on that man either. He made me angry too. But, so her engagement was open to 2 people. And then, obviously, they both got closed because of events. And then, in the second book, you're like, yeah, go out with this person, go out with this person, go out with this person, go out with this person. And then you're marrying this guy. What? You've got to be kidding me. Also, this guy doesn't even want her. In any sense. He's a good guy. How is he a good guy? He told me I needed to lose weight. He told me I needed to dye my fucking hair. He told me I needed to get implants. Hello? I don't want this man. I don't want this man. This man does not want me. This is not it. And as a mother, you would be like, oh wow, I didn't realize it was like that. We'll get you out of this. But no. Daddy Dearest has to step up. Daddy Dearest, who can't walk right, is like, I'll get you out of this. Don't worry. So, why didn't she die earlier?
Facts.
Maybe get in a car accident. Or she should have been the one pushed down the stairs. Thoughts?
I mean, facts. But then, like, my possible unpopular opinion, and I never thought I was gonna have this opinion until I read the second book. In the same breath as, like, what Esper is going on about, the father in the first book is absolutely fucking insufferable. The only time he ever wants anything to do with Malachi, it's whenever he's scolding him for basically looking at him the wrong way. Granted, Malachi did get in a lot of fights. He did wreck his bike at once, I think.
Multiple times.
Yeah. And, like, the father only ever looks at him if he's about to scold him. He, like, that's all it ever is. And so the father was very insufferable. Reading the second book, I understand the father was mainly insufferable because of the mother. Because the father is a fucking cinnamon roll, and I love him so much, and I don't really think anyone had any, like, massive, like, character development in either one of these books. They were all basically stagnant throughout both books. The only type of character development, in my personal opinion, was a father. He went from being this cold-hearted douche to being an actual, like, genuine human being. And I actually really loved the way he was. And I understand people might argue that, oh, it was his brain damage that created this, because he doesn't really remember much of... He remembers enough.
Also,
Enough.
All of the information comes back anyways, so...
Right. So, I mean... Yeah, I mean, he knows everything. But I really, really loved the father in the second book. I do think that he was an asshole based off of the fact that the mom was such a cunt, basically, and she made him the way that he was. I do see, because, like, whenever you read anything about Malachi, he's very aggressive, and I'm not talking about the sense of, like, wanting to fight, wanting to throw hands. He's very aggressive. Like, when he stares at you, he stares at you. Like, he, like, puts holes into, like, your fucking soul. When he, like, sulks around, he fucking sulks, like, creates thunderstorms around him, basically. Like, he is very aggressive with all of his moods. So, reading book 1, you're like, oh yeah, they're being very careful. They're being, like, sneaky. Parents already know absolutely everything. You could be the sneakiest person in the world. Tell me when you were sneaky and your parent didn't find out. Like, I'll wait, honestly. Like, your parents know everything. And with how expressive that Malachi is, looking back at it now, I don't think their parents are completely brain dead to all of it. I'm pretty sure their father knew that they were fucking way before he found them. Wholeheartedly, 100%, I will die on that hill.
I can see it.
No, they can see it. And that's why he was so frustrated, because he did everything he could to keep Malachi away from Olivia, but obviously Olivia just kept bringing him in, and it didn't even matter if Olivia said no. I mean, obviously we saw that Malachi took advantage and did whatever he wanted at any point of the time, or at any point in time. But I feel like the father was going downhill, basically, because he was like, my two kids want each other. I don't know what to do. I've tried to separate them. I don't want to give him up because I actually love him. And we do find out in book 2 that he does actually really love Malachi, and he forgives him for everything that happened. And it's a very rough thing to see, because you have the father battling the son, battling the daughter, battling his wife. Like, he just got zero breaks, and he's like a mad, like, good attorney and everything. So, like, he has a very, very stressful life, and nobody ever took a second to stop and think about that. I don't know, I felt bad.
Yeah. I agree that he definitely knew that his kids were doing something. Like, Olivia was not exactly quiet. Let's be real.
Oh my god, so much to the point where they even said mom's in the next room painting and her music is so loud. So Olivia starts moaning and shit, and apparently the music wasn't loud enough, because the mom comes and starts banging on the door like, what's going on in there? Like, bro, they know. They know. And then literally the very, very, very last thing I have to say, because there's really nothing else in this book, I found it absolutely fucking disgusting that the father of the Reznikov family, the one that she's getting married into, he's just as deranged as Olivia and Malachi's mom, because he's like, if you don't knock her up with my heir fucking right now, you have 1 week and then I get to her. And I just got chills all over my body, and not in the good way. Like, that is so disgusting.
Yeah.
But for me personally, oh yeah, reviews. This one, I'm gonna be so for real with you. There was absolutely zero plot. You can beg the question that book 1 had no plot as well. To an extent, I would say book 1 had a tiny bit of plot. This one had none. I didn't like how repetitive this book was as well. Every single chapter had Malachi, I'm not a good person. I'm not this. Olivia's gonna hate me. She's gonna leave me. Oh, she loves me again. My black heart would never. She hates. Oh my god, Malachi, I fucking get it, bro. Please stop talking.
No one ever chooses me. Look, she didn't choose me. Oh my god.
As they're like cuddling in bed together, mind you, she'll never choose me. I love you, Malachi. Good night. She hates me. Like,
okay, in his defense, she does not choose him when she has the choice.
Yeah.
Until, like, she's already almost gonna get married. She's like, I can't do this. I have to choose him. I made the wrong mistake, which is what she does. I can't. I can't.
Yeah, this book is very repetitive. This book has 0.01% plot, which was actually good. However, okay, I am sorry. I'm going to be this person, and if you watched the last video, don't come for me. I'm going to be this person. So, this whole manor having to, like, the whole manor with the kidnapped person and having to basically grape to get what you want. it was written in a very similar type of either haunting or hunting Adeline sense, probably going more towards hunting. It was very, very, very similar. If we're going off of haunting, it's off of the part where Zaid and Adeline go to the manor at the end, and it's like in the same sense of where they go to the dinner with the senators, and they end up going off so that they can have the very, very lovely movie theater scene, which I fucking love.
Goodness.
But that whole like 2 or 3 chapters of haunting Adeline, and then even like the Hunger Games type aspect in hunting, was basically the 2 chapters in this book. It is the exact same thing. Exact same thing. Fine, don't worry about it. I'm good. I'm good. But rating. Anyway, sorry. Squirrel. I think with this one, there's no plot. It's super repetitive. I didn't personally see the need of having 300 pages of book 1 retelling. I didn't see the point in that. I gave this a 3-star. It still did keep me interested. I did like seeing it from Malachi's point of view. I don't think we needed every single book 1 chapter retold. But if we got like maybe 2 or 3, like camping trip, or like, you know, the night that he went and fucking busted kneecaps, I would have been fine with that. But not every single chapter. It really did ruin the book for me a little bit. And then just like the amount of repetitiveness, I can't, my guy. So I gave it a 3. I don't know.
I gave it a 2.75. I didn't love it. I also didn't hate it, but it was a very like meh book.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could have stopped at book 1 and I would have been happy.
Exactly. I wish I never read book 2, to be honest.
I just really feel like book 2 wasn't necessary. Now, if book 2 had more of the like arranged marriage plot that we get at the end, where the family's like no good, that would have been better. But I don't know what it is with these books, and the plot only comes in the last like 10% of the book. Why? Just have it go throughout the whole book. Cause tension throughout the whole book. Like when you nap her, Olivia, when you nap her from Halloween or something, like she could have been there with her betrothed, and then boom, you napped her. Like that would have been riveting. And now they're looking for her and they can't find her, you know? And then she comes back and they're like, oh my god, she's back. Now we gotta push the marriage forward, right? And then they nap her because she's like, I don't want to do that. And the first time they nap her, you go save her, cool. The second time they come to your house and like you have somebody telling you that you have like what 10 minutes or something, and then as soon as you open the door they're there. Like, come on, give me a bit of chase, you know? I don't want them to be right there at the door. I want to be, they leave the house, they get into the cars, and then they see a tail, you know? I don't know, something more interesting.
No, I agree completely. It was it wasn't it. Moving forward, though, authors or new authors, if you ever watch this video, please give us more plot. We like the spice, yeah, but if you're going to give us a deranged dark romance book, that's in the title, dark romance. I understand it's like taboo romance and it's like darker themes. But give us the darker themes. I want to see fucking car chases, explosions, fucking anything. I want to see that while also fucking getting choked out in the back of a car at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Like come on. You can do both. And there are authors that do it very well, and there are authors that struggle. I'm not saying she struggled, but I think she
Like, did she
wanted,
try?
right. I think she
Oh,
wanted,
I am so sorry. That was like an impulse comment. I don't take it back. I just felt like that was a bit harsh.
right. I
Um,
think she really wanted just to have Malachi's point of view, and I get that. I get that. You could have made it a novella. If you truly wanted there to be two books, like if you wanted it to be a duet, you could have. But hear me out. Book one was growing up together, Olivia's point of view. The end, we get Malachi's point of view. Perfect. Perfect. Come out with book 1.5, novella, 150 pages. What the fuck ever. Go ahead, do exactly what you did in the first like 75 pages of this. Give it to us in the novella. Absolutely wonderful. Now, book two. This is where the whole stalking comes into play. This is where the second arranged marriage comes in. This is where the Raznikov family comes in. The entire second book is just action, 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 boom, boom, boom. Choking out fucking kinky shit. That would have been the perfect series, hands down.
yep.
And
I
then
agree.
with the novella, sometimes the novellas mean absolutely nothing to the series. So having Malachi's point of view, people could skip that. If they didn't want to watch it, if they didn't want to read it, they could skip that. Granted, they would have missed the fact that we get a little bit of insight on his childhood with his spider Rex. I actually personally thought that was really sad, and I don't like spiders. That was really sad.
It was depressing. I think I like cried a little.
I cried a little, I'm not gonna lie. And I messaged you that I cried a little. But the thing
Mhm.
is, like, even though the reader would miss the tiny little insert from his childhood before he got adopted, you can still technically skip over the novella and go straight into book two, and you miss zero information. That's how it should have been done.
Mhm. Or elongate book one. Like in book one, he gets arrested, right? We know that. So then elongate it. Make maybe 2 or 3 chapters where we're getting him sitting in his cell wondering why she won't respond back, and
Yes.
going over all of those chapters you gave us in book 2 in his perspective, going
Yes.
over that, and then it ending with him being super upset with her. Cool. Book 2, we open, it could still be in Malachi's point of view. He's pissed. He lives right next door, like right across the street from her. He's stalking her. We find out she has an arranged marriage. She's going to lunch with this guy. She doesn't want to, but she has to. And then now she's talking to her friends about let's go to Halloween. Her little arranged marriage husband wants to go with her. And that's when he's like, I'm going to kidnap her. And I'm
Yep.
going to ruin her for any other guy. Cool. Do that. Kidnap her. Boom. We get the kidnap scene in the barn or whatever the fuck it was.
I know you can't see it, but I'm like nodding aggressively right now.
And then she wants to go back. She's like, well, I have work. I gotta go. Like, love you, kisses, but I gotta go. And he's like, okay, but I'm gonna watch out because, you know, I just stole you from your dude and they're looking for you. She goes back, she goes to work. Then we expedite the wedding because she ran away once. Who's to say she won't do it again, right? So now we're expediting. You can keep in the first them trying to kidnap her. That's fine. He goes and saves her. Totally cool. That's okay. But like I said, the second time that they go to get her, give me chase. I need chase. I need something that's more interactive for the reader because I don't want he opened the door, boom, they're there. I want to think that they can get away. I want maybe they do get away for like a week and then boom, they're there. They got
Right.
found out. And now, again, Malachi's injured. She's in the hands of whatever their family's name is, and they want to get out. I get that you made what's his name? Xander, Zayden,
Xander.
Xander. You made Xander like I don't want to touch you. Like you're not gonna get hurt here. I get that you made him like that, and I'm pretty sure there's like a reason that you made him like that. But like, have him like act it out a little, you know? Like there was no, I'm gonna act it out so we can pretend to keep you safe. It was like, I'm really just not touching you, and I'm gonna lie to my dad, but I'm like not touching you. But there was no acting it out. And then her escaping again. Give me chase. I don't want her to get out of the room and realize all the doors are locked and now she's back into the room. I want you to give me all of the doors unlocked, but she breaks a window or something, gets out, is running, and then gets tackled, and now she's back and her situation gets a little bit worse. Because then they put the chip in her arm.
God.
And now she has a chip in her arm, and I don't want, we have this thing and it'll turn off the chip, you just have to get her to me in time, and I don't want that.
Well, mind you, it was all one paragraph too. Smoke grenade, grab her, on table, cut the tracker out. She lives.
Yeah.
Same paragraph.
Yeah. We've got to find her. She requested a special mask. Cool. Everybody's wearing the same mask because they obviously know somebody's trying to come get her. Everybody's wearing the same mask. So now you have to search for her. Make it I could spot you in a crowd just because of something. Like, that would be cute. Boom. He has her. He's got to go. He has to get in a little scuffle to get out. He gets out. Obviously, their little car scene is cute. Whatever. But I just needed more tension. You know?
Right. You know, this is going to be heavily disrespectful, and I apologize. If you guys agree with like what Esper and I are saying at this particular moment, like you want like the chase, you want all that, I have a book suggestion for you. I'm so sorry. This is really disrespectful. I'm sorry. Sorry. But you need to read Under Your Scars. It's a 1.5. Like the 0.5 is like a 44-page novella. It is actually necessary if you want a little bit of closure. Under Your Scars gives you the right amount of spice, the right amount of like absolute plot from start to finish. The chase, you get everything, and it's a dark romance. So
there you go.
Under Your Scars, it's by Ariel D. Anderson, I think. It is easily one of my all-time favorite books. I will die on that fucking hill. I love that book so much. Yes. But as far as this one, yeah, I'm good. There's really nothing else. It's just, I could have done without it, personally. And that really breaks my heart. I loved the first book so much. And okay, you know what? One last topic. Not topic, but like last statement, sorry. I'm finding a... Oh, fuck. I'm losing my words today. I'm sorry. I just woke up like maybe 2 hours ago. I haven't had any coffee yet. I have no energy drink. I'm seeing a... What is it like when like everyone is doing the same thing? It's like...
A trend?
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, fuck. I'm seeing a trend with authors where authors are good at writing standalones and they can write a very compelling standalone, but then they get it in their like brain, or they have the original idea that this is going to be a 5 to 6 book series and they can't withstand the plot or like keeping the audience hooked and like entertained through it. So book 1 is absolutely phenomenal, hands down, recommend it. And then book 2 is okay, this is fucking trash. If there's more, book 3 is like, okay, do we really need this? And then it just keeps going. I feel like, and I'm gonna say this with all due respect, if you know in your heart that you truly cannot write a series, don't write the series, because in the long run, you attempting, now maybe, hold up, maybe writing the series actually does good and it pops off. Both books are getting raving reviews, all that, sure. And I always say, take the leap and try it. But if you know damn well in your right, like little tiny heart, that you cannot do a series, do not do the series. Because in this particular case, book 1 was fantastic. And I even recommended book 1 to people when they wanted something a little bit deranged and taboo. Oh, fuck yeah, I recommend that. Like Credence, for example, from Penelope Douglas. I love the taboo family romance. I don't believe in incest. I hate it. I think it's disgusting. I loved that book. But if Penelope Douglas came out and made a second Credence book, it would completely bomb. It would be fucking absolute trash. You have to know when to stop. And sometimes leaving the reader guessing and like wondering what happens, not a massive plot like cliffhanger, but leaving the reader to wonder what's happening next does wonders. Wonders. And then eventually, if you go like a year, 2 years, you get enough theories or enough whatever from your audience where you can put everything together and make the book that the reader wants. But this whole just spitting it out one after another just because you think that's what we want, we don't want that. We want a good, rounded storyline, a good plot. Just food for thought. Food for thought.
Agreed.
Well, anyway, I know we just went into this. I forgot I'm Elvish. That's Esper. This is fucking Violet. Yeah. Okay, bye. See you in the next one.